How is it going, everybody? Welcome to Inbox, the AWeber live stream, where we talk about everything related to audience growth, email marketing, e-commerce sales, basically anything that you want to know when it comes to building an audience, deepening your relationship with them, and selling them your products and services. That's what we talk about. So if you want to, as you're watching this, drop in the chat where you're watching from today. I'd love to see that and hear who's hanging out. And the second thing I want to say is, as you're watching, if you have any question about anything, please drop it in the comments or the chat, and I will do my best to answer it. I'm just going to wait a quick minute to see who else is jumping on. It is great to see all of you. I imagine all your smiling faces out there. But to give a little bit of background on what we're talking about today, we have a couple of our team members are at a conference called Podcast Movement, talking to podcasters over the next couple of days and presenting some workshops and hearing about people's challenges so we can make sure that we build awesome things for folks. And one person who just signed up for AWeber, they asked one of our team members if they could create a virtual business card, because they're trying to move away from their existing business cards, the paper business cards. And what a virtual business card is it's a landing page that has all sorts of information about you. That sounds a lot like a regular business card, right? Well, what sets a virtual business card apart from a regular business card is the fact that people can interact with it because it's a website. You can include a sign-up form to get contact information from people or to sign people up for your newsletter. You can include links to your social profiles. You can include links to a Calendly or something like that for people to schedule actual appointments with you. So this is an incredibly useful thing. Now, how do people get to your virtual business card? That was the coolest part of what this person was asking. They wanted to know if they could include a QR code on their landing page. So they could just have it open on their phone. And a QR code, if you don't know, are these little codes that I'll show you in just a second that you can scan with your phone and they'll send you to a website. And so what this person wanted to do is he wanted a QR code he could just have on his phone. So people he meets, whether they're potential clients or whether they're fans or potential fans who might really like his stuff, he could just hold his phone up to them and they could scan it to get his virtual business card. So he doesn't have to pass his phone back and forth or worry about saying his domain, which might be really long if it's for a landing page and having things get lost in translation. He can just hold up this code. Whoever he's talking to can just scan the code and boom, they're ready to go. So I'm going to jump in and show you how to do just that exact thing. But again, I'll just remind you, if you have questions, please leave them in the chat because I really want to answer them. Oh, and I never introduced myself, although I'm sure many of you know me. I'm Chris Vasquez. I'm the Chief Product Officer at AWeber. And what my goal is to make sure that we're building things that allow you to build your business, build your audience, and share your content. And that's an incredibly rewarding thing. Oh, hey, Bruce. Bruce just asked, where do we get the code? I'm going to show you that in just a second because it's super, super easy. And that's a great transition. Boom. This is my screen in AWeber. I'm looking at the landing pages view. And I have a landing page that I've been working on called the Virtual Business Card. If you go to go.aweber.com/QR code, and I'll drop that in the chat, you can actually copy this page into your own account and follow along with me. So you just will click this copy button down here in the bottom right, and then that will automatically import this landing page into your account so you can customize it. So the neat thing about this is I can also take this URL and I can share it to, with someone on the internet like I normally would. Like I just dropped it into the YouTube, Facebook, the YouTube and Facebook chats of this live stream. But I can also set it up so people can scan and see it. So let's do that. So I'm going to open up this landing page in the landing page builder. And you see it just has some basic information about me. There's my avatar, my image. If you want to replace that, you can just click on this image and either go to your image gallery or upload an image. So I'll just go to the image gallery. I'm going to pick that very same image. I want to make this smaller. So I'll set the sizing to, let's say like 120. I think that's a good size. And now it makes a nice little circle here. And then some information about me. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Aweber. That links back to Aweber. Then just a couple things that I feel are important to me. I'm mission oriented. The thing that the reason I love working at Aweber is because I really agree with our mission that we get to power small businesses and creators, help them earn a living, and connect with their audiences in remarkable ways. I try to have a bias towards action. Like I just want to get things done, constantly iterating. I would love if you make your own version of this page. I'd love to see what your value statements are on your business card. But you can have a lot of freedom here. Write whatever you want to write. I just encourage you to keep it short. Then I have a section that says, let's keep in touch. I'll email when I have new ideas that I think you might enjoy, and then a sign-up form. You can customize the call to action button. If you don't want to include the name and just an email, you can remove that. But I think name and email is important for personalization. Then the last little thing I have down here is the social elements section. And this has links to me on multiple platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and email. And it's really easy to add other platforms. So if I were to put in my Twitter account, this one, it's going to add another icon for that Twitter account, and it knows that it's Twitter, so it shows the Twitter icon. You don't have to do anything. There are some customization options here, so if you want bigger buttons for these links, you can left align them or right align them, change the shape of these buttons. So that's all really fun and cool, but now let's talk about the QR code. How do I make it so I can just hold up my phone, somebody else that I meet in person can scan it and get to this page? Super easy. I'm going to pull in an image block. I'm going to drop it at the bottom of my page because I just want to be able to pull up this page and show the QR code. Now I'm going to use the Design on Canva button. So I'll hit that, and I'm going to select Square. That's going to open up Canva inside of Aweber. Canva, if you don't have a Canva account, you can get a free Canva account and use this feature. Then I'm going to click on QR code. If it's not in the sidebar, you're going to want to click on More, and then click on QR code right here. Next, it's going to ask for the URL that you want someone to be directed to when they scan the code. So in my case, I want them to go to this web page, go.aweber.com/QR code. So I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to paste it in here and generate the code. Then this is a QR code. So if I were to scan this right now with my phone, actually, I may as well do that. Here, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So I have my camera open. I'm just going to look at that link right here. I'm going to scan it. And there, you can't see it super well on this on the camera, but trust me, it redirected me to that website, which is super magical when you're in person with someone. So I want this to take up the whole image, so I'm going to stretch it out so it fills the whole square. I'm going to hit Save to Aweber, and then it just magically is going to turn it into an image and drop it right on my landing page. The last thing I want to do is I want to change the size of this. I'm going to make this 150 pixels wide just so it doesn't take up so much space. And now I'm ready. I have a virtual business card with a QR code in just a couple minutes, and I'm ready to share this. So I'm going to hit Save and Exit to save my changes. Then I have to hit Publish to make sure the changes go out. And now when I refresh the page, you can see that it has this QR code. So now, let me show you this again. Let me see if I can get this so it's actually going to show. Yeah, okay, so here you see my site, and it has the QR code on it on the bottom. So I can just hold this up for anyone. Like if you're actually watching this video on a monitor right now and you were to hold your phone up to the screen, with either your camera open or a QR code scanner open, you would be able to scan this code and it would go to my site, which is pretty darn rad. And that's all there is to making a virtual business card. Now let's spend a little bit of time trying to add some extra polish to this virtual business card, because again, one of the big benefits to a virtual business card over a paper business card is it's interactable. People who open this on their phone, they can immediately click to check out Aweber, or they can click this button. Oh wait, sorry, you're not seeing what I'm looking at. Or they can click this button down here to email me or visit me on any of these social networks. So let's make it even more interactive. I have a blog that I've been writing, and it is called User Stories, and it's about product management. But I'm writing this blog entirely through Aweber using something called our broadcast archive. And this is where all of the emails that I send to my list, where all of the emails I send to my list get captured in this blog that anyone can read online. And if you want to see that in your own account, you can go to your list options. Then go to list settings, personalize your list. And if you click this view broadcast archive button, that'll show you your published posts in your broadcast archive. How does this relate to my my business card landing page though? I'm going to, in addition to this sign up area, I'm going to give people a teaser of what they might get from me if they sign up. So I'm going to just copy this element and clear most of it out. And now I'm going to put this underneath the sign up form. And I'm going to tell people maybe something like, here's an example of what you might see. Here's an example of content you'll get from me. This little headline, I'm going to change it to an H2. There's this whole text styling menu, but I want it to be a little bit smaller than my, oh, that's an H2. So I'm going to actually make this an H3. And over here in my sidebar, I want to change my font style for my H3 to make it smaller than the H2. So I'm going to say that's a 16. And now let's add something really cool and magical. I'm going to pull in this smart content element. And what I want to include on this page is a feed of my most recent articles from my broadcast archive. So I'm going to go back to the broadcast archive, click on this button here that says subscribe via RSS. That's going to open up my RSS feed, which is a feed of information about all of my posts that other programs can easily interpret. Then I'll copy this link to the RSS feed, and I'll paste it into the smart content element. And this is going to do some more magic. It's going to reach out and find a bunch of stories from my broadcast archive and include it on my page. So now if you look at this page, it has some information about me. It has a sign-up form, and it has some examples of other content that I've posted in the past that people can click right through, read, get hooked on what I have to say, and then sign up. So I'll publish those changes. And now you can see them live. And still at the bottom of this page is that QR code. So when I introduce myself to someone, I can just hold it up to them. They can scan it and get right to my page. So what questions do you have about this? Is there anything in particular that you'd like to see how to do? I have one last little example I want to show, but think it through a little bit and let me know how I can help you create the best possible virtual business card. Again, like if you go to go.aweber.com/QR code and hit the copy button, you can get this whole page just pulled right into your account and customize it for yourself. So the last little change I'm going to make here. I'm going to go to Aweber's YouTube. And we recently posted a video about offering a download through your landing page. I'm going to copy the address to this video. I'll copy the link address. Because let's say I want to include a video on my landing page. And it looks like a Retirement Your Way just asked, how would you include a video? That is super easy. So I just pull in this video element. And I drop it. Let's say I want to maybe replace my headshot with a video. I can delete the headshot and instead just paste in a link to whatever video I want to show here, maybe introducing myself. And that's going to reach out to YouTube or Vimeo, figure out what the video is, and then embed it right here. So now you see my virtual business card is a little video that could be an introduction from myself, some information about myself, the sign-up form, the feed, and the QR code at the bottom. The video, that was a great question. It looks like Bruce asks, is the virtual business card a link/template from the landing page builder screen? It's not a template in the landing page builder templates yet. So it doesn't live. I'm actually going to get rid of this video really quick because I want my avatar back. I actually really like this page. So you can't get that page yet from hitting create a landing page and then choosing from your templates, but I will make sure that we add it here as quickly as possible. For the time being, if you want to use this virtual landing page template, just go to go.aweber.com/QR code, scroll to the bottom and hit that copy button, and it'll pull it right into your account so you can customize it later on. All right. I want to show you how to do something else today, too, that another Aweber user was asking about. I'm going to switch back into my personal account because this was in the Aweber demo account. And I want to show you a little bit about tags and segments. So if you're not sure what segments are, they're ways that you can speak to different types of customers, or not even customers, of your audience, different types of people in different ways. So you can send them maybe one email to people who have bought hats from you and another to people who have bought shirts from you or something. That's a really simple, oversimplified way of thinking about this. But I want to show you a way that segmentation works with tags. So tags are these little labels you can add to your subscribers. And they're often used for things like differentiating prospects, people who have never bought anything from you before, from customers, people who have bought things from you before, or showing the type of content that people are interested in. In this case, I just have some demo tags set up. And there are a bunch of ways that you can search for people based on tags. First, you can say, I want to find all people who have the tag tag1. And that's just going to return everyone who has that one tag on it. You can also say, I want to return everyone where the tag is not tag1. And this will return only people who don't have the tag tag1. Let's try a different one. Let's say tag is not tag2. So this is going to return only people who don't have tag 2. So when I open this up, you can see that this person has conditional content testing, onboarding freemium, and tag 1, but they don't have tag 2. The next filter you can use is any of these. And here you can put in multiple tags. So let's say I want to find someone who has either tag 1 or tag 2. That'll return people who have tag 1 or tag 2. So you see this one has both tag 1 and tag 2. And this one only has tag 1. And then the last includes all of these. And what this is going to look for is someone who has all of the tags I put in here. So they have to have both tag 1 and tag 2. And this is a great way to look for people who maybe have purchased multiple products from you or have finished multiple levels of your onboarding campaign. The last thing I kind of want to show off today is, let me open up my campaigns here. We'll oftentimes get asked, how do I make sure that I'm not sending my regular broadcasts, whether they're newsletters or sales promotional emails or any sort of like one-off emails I'm sending to people who are, oh, sorry, just to interrupt really quick. Bruce just asked, are you sitting in an actual room, a studio at the office, or in front of a green screen? Because all of these weekly Webbies look similar, and I'm just wondering. That's a good question. This is my home office. So like I can turn around and pick this coaster up off the table. So there you go, not a green screen. And if anyone has recommendations for artwork, I'd love to swap out the artwork that I have behind me, although I haven't done it in way too long. All right, but let's jump back into this. I want to make sure I'm not sending broadcasts to people who are in my onboarding series. Let me show you how to do this really quick. Let's create a new campaign, and we'll use this welcome series just for the time being. And we'll say this is my, oops, didn't mean to do that. Welcome series, we'll call this Welcome Series Demo. Now, here's my welcome series, and I want to make sure that at the end of the series, I'm going to apply a tag, like we were just talking about tags. And that tag is going to be onboarded. So I'll know that any of my subscribers who end up with this tag, they've finished my onboarding series. And anyone who doesn't have that tag hasn't finished my onboarding series. So I've got that set up. The next step is for me to create a segment where if I only want to send to people who have finished my onboarding series, I need to look for people where the tag is onboarded. Now I can save this. Nobody matches this criteria right now, but one thing that sets Aweber apart from other tools you might use for email is that these are living segments. So once I save it, anyone who meets that criteria at the time I want to send, they'll be included in the segment. I don't need to worry about recreating the segment every time. So we'll call this segment Onboarded Subscribers. And now you see it in the sidebar. And just for the sake of showing things off, I'm just going to add the tag onboarded to this subscriber. Save it. And now when I click this onboarded subscriber segment, it's going to rerun this search. And now I can see one person matches it. So they get this tag called onboarded. Now when I go to send a message, I can just select that segment when I'm scheduling my message. When I hit schedule, I can click in the who should receive this message section. I'm going to click edit and then just pick onboarded subscribers. Then when I send the message, I know it's only going to go to people who have completed my onboarding campaign. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. We covered a lot of different stuff today, but let's show this one more time. If you go to go.aweber.com/QR code, you can copy this landing page template right into your own account. And then with just a few minutes of customization, you'll have your own landing page. Just to show you one thing, if you are either following along at home or thinking about doing this, you will want to update the QR code. Whoops. Oh shoot, I'm in a different account now. But you'll want to make sure that you that when you import the landing page, you click on this QR code, you open it up in Canva, and you change it to be for your specific website. And with that, I guess we'll call it a brief Inbox Live today. I'm really appreciative of everybody who stopped by and appreciative of people who ask questions. This is one of the most fun things I get to do, is talk to you about the things we've learned from other Aweber users, the cool things that they're doing to build their business and their audience. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in our Facebook community or to our CS team, who is available 24/7. They're incredibly knowledgeable and helpful folks, and we really care about helping you be successful. Bruce asked one more really good question about these landing page pages, and whether this has to do with landing pages or whether it has to do with campaigns. The question still remains the same. Can I make multiple versions that all run at the same time for different businesses? Yes, you definitely can. I guess I'll show this one more thing. I can always show one more thing about Aweber. I love it. But let me share my screen again. So I'm looking at my landing pages. And let's go back to the demo. The demo list, that's where I had that landing page. If I want to make a copy of this and then customize it for another video, all I have to do is click on Copy to List, select the list I want it copied into, and then bam, I can jump in here and make a virtual business card for another business of mine by just jumping in, customizing a few things, and then being done with it. And when it comes to the QR codes from Canva, yeah, you can make different QR codes for each of your landing pages as well. And with that, go out and make something awesome. And if you do, please share it in the Facebook community so the rest of us can learn from the neat things that you're doing, and we can all get better together. And most of all, I hope you make somebody's life better today with your business or your content. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you later.